I'm Richard Friedman, and welcome to my cartoon video for February 11th, 2025. Well, we're making it through February, folks. Spring's around the corner. So here we go with another cartoon here that I put together for you. Good to see you back, folks. And here is Lindsey Graham on Face the Nation. Let's zoom in on Lindsey here. There's Lindsey. And here is President Donald Trump watching Lindsey on that program, that CBS program, Face the Nation. And here is the, if assuming that Kash Patel will be confirmed by the Senate, moving on his promise to Trump is fantasizing what the future will be with his new FBI director Patel, and his promise to basically change the J. Edgar Hoover FBI building into the FBI a museum. He's saying here that he's going to change it. I want to go word for word. So you got it right. And amid watching Senator, it shut it down, the FBI Hoover building on day one, and reopened it the next day as a museum of the deep state. So Kash Patel saying he's going to shut down the FBI building and send the agents out in the field to hunt down, among other things, deep staters. And he's going to create a museum of the deep state in its place. So I went with that, with his words, and here what I came up with. This is the future. I drew the FBI building here, and this is what you see here. There it is. And I drew this statue. This would be like if you ever went to Arlington Cemetery, they have the tomb of the unknown soldier. Well, this will be the statue of the unknown deep stater. This is the statue of the unknown deep stater adjacent to the FBI Museum of the Deep State. So they made the museum, and this is the unknown, again, in the same spirit as the unknown soldier, tomb of the unknown soldier. In the same spirit, this is the statue of the unknown deep stater adjacent, right next to the Museum of the Deep State. There it is. Zoom in. There he is. There's a statue. There's the new FBI Museum of the Deep State, American flag flying high. There's President Trump watching Lindsey Graham. And here, going back to Lindsey Graham with on Face the Nation. There, that's it. That's the logo there. Face the Nation. Okay, now I'm going to read this to you to kind of get it as clear and concise as I can possibly get it. I always tell you, folks, I try to get to the both sides, fair and balanced and funny, a little funny and a lot balanced. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so here we go with Donald Trump's, here we have it here. Let me give it to you real good. President Donald Trump's vision of the J. Edgar Hoover FBI building being changed to the Kash Patel FBI Museum of the Deep State by his nominee for FBI Director, potentially Director Patel, amid watching Republican Senator Lindsey Graham on CBS Face the Nation say he is ready to vote for Kash Patel. But here's Lindsey on saying that, and we're going to get to that in a moment. I want to finish the introduction here. Okay, given in December 2024, Patel claimed that the FBI is part of what he calls the, quote, deep state conspiracy against President Donald Trump and his allies. And now he would expand that to his administration as well. And Trump has said Patel played a vital role in uncovering the Russia hoax. Now, Trump accentuated the word Russia, like reminds me of it's a mad world. Remember that movie? Well, it's the Russia hoax, you know? A little accentuation there on the Russia. Standing as a supporter, and he went on to say that Patel standing as a supporter of truth, accountability, and the Constitution. And recently Patel said, I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopen it the next day as the Museum of the Deep State. Okay, now here we got Lindsey Graham here. Here he is. Let's zoom in on Lindsey. And he's saying, I am ready to vote for Kash Patel because you will never ask me the role he played in exposing the Russia hoax. That was the darkest moment of the FBI since J. Edgar Hoover. So that's what your number one worry should not be Kash Patel. It should be about reporting the news fairly about Donald Trump, which you don't. Now, I just want to take a little further explanation here from the facts that I was able to kind of put together here about that Russia hoax. Now, the end result of that was that there was one FBI employee, a minor fella, who admitted guilt in that, and the two criminal cases that I think was Durham, their special prosecutor brought against these two individuals in the FBI. Two criminal cases were dropped. Now, on the other side of the coin is this. It was shown and it was documented that the FBI did a lot of things that were not totally professional in terms of they left out what they call exculpatory evidence against President Trump that would have led to the fact that President Trump was not involved. His campaign now, President Trump's campaign was not involved with Russia. And they had evidence to show that, and that's what as far as I could see, the FBI left out that it's called exculpatory, meaning it frees. It ex means to like exit means to take them out of these charges, and they did not bring that forward, and that was not in professional in terms of bringing all the evidence. And then their methods of investigation, they used the FBI took they did things that were, you could say, I don't know what to say, but they did not do. They took witnesses and testimonies that were not from a reliable source, let's say, and that was also kind of confirmed in a way that the FBI was shabby in a way, shabby in their investigation, in that they took witnesses and they kind of put things together, like putting together like when you were a kid, you put together a kite or something like that. Remember, if you ever had a kite, you put the thing here and put there, you never get it quite right, and the wind comes along, you try to hide. Well, that's what they did here with President Trump. They tried to fly a kite that they just put together, and the kite backfired in a way. Well, I'm not going to say they tried to. I'm saying this is what my interpretation is. I could be wrong, but this is based upon reading the facts. And that's so there's two sides of the coin here, and that's what I want to present. Okay? Whether or not it's worth taking the whole building and changing it into a museum and emptying out everybody and getting rid of the whole gang there who may not have who may have just sharpened the pencil for somebody who was working on the case. That you sharpened that pencil, you got to go. You sharpened this man's pencil who was working on the case. You got to go out of here. You should never sharpen that pencil. I'm just using figuratively speaking, you know. So to take that kind of a view, I'm just saying that appears a little bit to be a little bit. I don't care. Okay, I say, you know, you take it as you want to take it. And that's what my thrust of my cartoons are always, to give you the facts and give you a little humor, and then you decide. So you decide how to take these facts, folks. So anyway, here it is. And now you got here, okay, I read you here again, the flashback of Lindsey here, that his view. Now, Lindsey has changed his view many times, we know, and he's always come back to Donald Trump, comes home to Donald Trump every time, but he has altered his views, and President Trump has acknowledged his, and that's probably why Lindsey was not secretary, up one in the cabinet, because he could have been, in my opinion, he could have been Attorney General, because he was on the Judiciary Committee, and he headed it. I think he was chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. This might be wrong. I think he was, or very high up, a very high, let's say high level member of the Judiciary Committee. Okay, ranking member. That's the word. Ranking member of the Judiciary Committee. That's what Lindsey was. Okay, he was a ranking member. Okay, so Lindsey at times has flooded, and President Trump has acknowledged that. So that was probably in the back of his mind why he didn't get the Justice Department, maybe. And Kash Patel, he was the one who brought forth the evidence about the Russia thing. That's what President Trump said. But the thing here is, again, that you only had one guy, who a little known FBI worker, who admitted guilt, and then the two other criminal cases that they formally brought, I think it was Durham, the special prosecutor, they were dismissed. But I'm repeating myself, but I want to emphasize, I'm giving you both sides of the coin here. And the FBI was shabby in some of and unprofessional in many areas of this investigation, period. You take it from where you want to go with that. Now, here we got President Trump. And here he's saying, Lindsey gets it. On Kash's next day, I'm going to help him to reopen that shut down FBI Hoover building. And that's what he said on the next. Kash Patel said the next day, it's going to be the Museum of the Deep State, as the new FBI Kash Patel Museum of the Deep State. So here we have, folks, President Trump's vision of the Kash Patel Museum of the Deep State, established 2025. There it is. There it is. There it is, American flag flying high. There it is. That's the FBI building. J. Edgar Hoover ain't nowhere around. His name is off that building. We now have Kash Patel's Museum of the Deep State. And no FBI agents are around because they're too busy chasing down members of the Deep State. And also here and there a few possible terrorists. We got to keep looking at those terrorists. We got to keep going after them just a little bit. But we got to focus here on the deep state. That's the most. President Trump said it. That's the greatest threat to our country is their individuals organized the deep state. That's the greatest threat. President Trump said it in his own words. So we can't forget about the terrorists who are plotting and things like that. Things that could happen. We know well what could happen. So we can't let that go, but our focus has to be on getting all those people out of the building and let those people who survived our investigation, let them go forth and find and prosecute members of the deep state. Okay, that's just my take on it. And again, I say it to you, you decide. Okay? Now, that was President Trump. Now, I added on here this statue of the unknown deep stater to the museum. Just like I said before, it was like the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington Cemetery. This is the statue of the unknown deep stater. So let's zoom in on the statue of the unknown deep stater here. There he is. Now, how I got that? I got that from an old Dobie Gillis, from Dobie Gillis, when he was in the park, an old show from the 50s that he used to go to the park with his friends, Maynard G. Krebs, and they used to sit in front of that statue there. And they always used to meet in the park in front of this statue called The Thinker. That was the name of the statue. If you want to look it up, it's called The Thinker. That's the name of the statue here, The Thinker. And you see, I have him thinking, there he is. So if you want to look up Dobie Gillis and see the statue in the park where he used to hang out with his friends, Maynard G. Krebs and all those people, then you can look that up. You can Google that. You can Google that up. Dobie Gillis statue, the statue of the Thinker, and you'll see it. That was it. Of course, it's not the same. This is not the same individual, but I made a tribute to the unknown deep stater here by Kash Patel in this statue. There it is. Just going one more time here. Lindsey Graham on Face the Nation. President Donald Trump, watching him and his vision, and there's his vision of the new of the FBI with no more J. Edgar Hoover around. And that's the story, folks. God bless you. God bless America. And I'll see you next time. And may God watch over all our troops stationed all over the world, many in harm's way. Hang in there, folks. And I'll see you next time. Bye.